Hello, are you excited about learning to decorate a cookie? Because we are going to do that tonight. I'm going to decorate one of the cookies from the Cheerful box. And this is the video that my subscribers received. This is just a little part of the video, and I'm going to play it. And that way I can answer any questions that you all have. If you don't know what the Cheerful box is, it is a cookie decorating kit that comes right to your door. It has the cookie cutters, the stencil, the step-by-step tutorial that allows you to decorate all of the cookies in the set. And let's get started. Let's play the video. And if you all have any questions, feel free to ask them and I will answer your questions when we're done. So this is my favorite cookie of the set, and it is the grad cookie. I love this set because my son is graduating. I've been crying, almost every day. He's graduating from high school, so I wanted to create a really fun set. The reason I love this particular cookie that we're going to decorate is because I can't write on cookies to save my life. I don't know about you all. My handwriting with a pen and pencil is fine, but as soon as I put an icing bag in my hand, it does not look good. So I have to use a projector, but that can sometimes be time consuming. So I created this set with royal icing transfer letters, and I'm going to show you how to do those in the video. The thing I love about royal icing transfers is you can do them ahead of time. You can watch TV, you can make a ton of letters, and then you just plop them on the cookie. So let's get started, shall we? Also, be sure and tell me hi, because I don't want to feel like I'm alone out here. Let's get started. Okay, let's start things out by creating our letters. So I have my paper that I printed off inside of a clear package that I use for cookies. I'm going to go around with my piping icing, and then I'm going to do a line on the inside which will prevent craters. So you'll notice that I do that with all of the cookies, with all the letters. Next, I'm going to mess this one up. So do you notice how I made the inside of the A really small? You'll see in a minute why that's a bad idea. And then I'm going to do it the right way. You always want to make your areas on the inside of the cookies or the inside of the letters a little bit larger than you think they need to be, because your icing will kind of flow over it. So now I'm going to take my gold flood icing, and I'm just going to fill in my letters. And then what I like to do with my royal icing transfers is either leave them overnight to dry in the oven with the light on. That'll help them dry. Or you can put them in your dehydrator at 110 degrees for about 4 hours. Or you can leave them out on the counter too. But putting them in the dehydrator or putting them in the oven will speed up the drying a little bit. So now you're going to notice that that flood icing with the A is going to just completely close up, and that A is going to be missing its center. Now you can still use that letter, but I'm going to do it again here in just a minute. So now let's do it again. Do you see how I made that inner triangle larger? That's going to prevent that from happening. So hopefully you all will enjoy these royal icing letters, and it'll help make the cookie decorating a lot easier. Now let's make our first cookie with the grad letters. So let's do our grad cookie. First, I'm going to take white piping icing, and I'm going to go all around the edge of the cookie. And you'll notice when I use the piping icing, I'm holding the tip about 1/4 inch above the cookie, and I'm squeezing, and then I'm allowing that line to just fall down onto the cookie. The reason you want to hold it up a little bit is that creates a more rounded line. If you smush it down on the cookie, the line is flat, and your flood icing will just flow over the side of your cookie. So once we've done our piping icing, I'm going to take my white flood icing and I stopped this just for a second. I have 9 little puppies in the background and they're starting to be noisy. So I muted my mic, but I wanted to make sure, do you all still hear me explaining on the video? Because I wanted to make sure that when I muted my mic, you can still hear the video. So can somebody tell me if you can still hear the video? And now the puppies are being quiet, but they could be loud again. So, okay, good. Excellent. Okay, let me answer this question real quick and then we'll get started. Can you all hear that? All the puppies are so cute. Is it best to do outline and flood consistencies for letters, or will one consistency icing work for letters? That is such a good question. I would not use one consistency. I think that it is too, I think you need, y'all hear the puppies? I think you need the outline consistency to be able to have the not sharp edges, to really be able to have the outline for the letters. For instance, the A. You need to have that outline consistency to do the center of the A so that it doesn't flood together, if that makes sense. So I would use 2 consistencies. Now I'm going to mute myself again because of my little friends in the back, and I'll show you one at the end because they're so cute. And then I'll start the video again. I'm going to just fill in the whole thing. Now, the next step, you'll notice I use the letters on top of the dry icing, but you could also drop them on while this white icing is still wet, and you don't have to wait until they dry. Now, when I flood, I like to go from the outside in, and you want to make sure that you really fill the cookie with icing. You don't want there to be any bare cookie showing. The more icing you put on your cookie, the flatter your finished cookie will be. So again, this is dry, and I'm just going to take my letters after they're dry. This is the next day, and I put a little bit of icing on the back, and I'm just going to plop them right on top. Again, you could do the exact same thing, putting the letters on while your icing is still wet, and they'll kind of sink down in. If you do that, you want to make sure you don't have too much white icing because it could spill over the side. So if you're in a hurry, do it that way. If you're not, do it this way. I think it's a little bit easier. Now, after all of our letters are on, we are going to do the hat. And the reason I go from the bottom up is because I want to make sure the spacing is correct and I have enough room for the letters at the bottom, because I have a little play with where I can put the hat on top. Now I can go ahead and I can take my black piping icing, and I'm just going to create the outline of my hat. And you'll notice it's going a little bit over the G. After I use my piping icing, I'm going to use my flood icing and fill it in. Then I'm going to allow it to crust over really well, and then I'm going to use my gold piping icing to do the tassel. And then this cookie will be done. I wanted to pause this just for a minute because yesterday in my live, someone asked such a good question. They can hear me talking and they're crying. They said, how do you create, hold on, can you all hold on? I'm going to get the little crying puppy. Just 1 second. Who's crying? Who is crying? Goodness gracious. Here, are you all hungry? Here you go. There you go. They heard me and they thought it was dinner time. I'll get a puppy in a minute. The way that I make black icing is with Americolor Super Black. That is the best color for black icing. I always make it the day before and then allow it to sit. Also, when I make it dark gray, and then it's gonna get darker as it sits overnight and on the cookie and on the cookie. Oh my gosh, you all want to see something? I just have to show you. This is hilarious. There is one puppy. There's one puppy, and look at him. Can you? Oh, he sat down, but can you all see him? He was standing up like, why aren't you going to come get me? Look at him. He's the one that's crying. Oh, these puppies. They're the sweetest thing in the world. And they are, I just love them so much. I can't stand it. Okay, so anyway, that's how I make black icing. It's like kids, right? When you're doing something important, they start talking. These puppies have been so quiet all day. It's hilarious. So that's how I make black icing. Also, when I have a lot of icing left, I put it all together and then it'll be this really ugly color. And then I'll just add a little bit of black to it and it'll turn into black and I'll stick it in the freezer. And I usually have black icing in the freezer. Let's continue. Here is the problem maker right here. He's the one that was causing all the problems, and he's so sweet. He's 7 weeks old. He's the sweetest. He's the sweetest. Okay, that is such a good question. Yes, I make my black a little thicker when I make it the night before. And I'm so glad you asked that question because I never think to say that. So thank you for asking that because it gets black. It's something strange. It gets a little bit thinner. Now, what I normally do is if I make it the night before, I mix it up. I don't put it in my bags. I mix it up. And then if I have to add a little bit of powdered sugar, I add it using a little sifter so it's not clumpy. And that's how I make the black. So anybody have any questions about puppies or cookies? This is just one of 9. You all, they really are just I'm going to go in such a depression when these little puppies leave my house. They're so fun. Aren't you? You're so cute. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in knowing more about the Cheerful box, I put the description right here or the link. Or you can always text me at lauren@cheerfulbaker.com. And I am happy to answer your questions. And the next box that comes out on May 1st and ships about the 5th. And it's such a fun box. Let me see if I have examples. I'm going to give you all a sneak peek. Okay. Yes, you will get the grad set. Yep. Everybody that orders before May 1st gets the grad set. And let's see. Yeah, we're printing yours right now, Shirley. So it will. We ran out. So we decided that we could print a few more. I mean, it's been the craziest month. It's so exciting. This is one of the sneak peeks of next month. The theme is Groovy 4th of July. And we always like to teach you all how to do something fun. And so this month, because Groovy is really in right now, I'm going to show you how to do the wet on wet flower, which is really fast and really fun. And you can use this for so many different things. The puppy is a standard poodle. We have a white and a black standard poodle that are perfection dogs. And so we decided to allow them to have puppies, and they are perfect. They're purebred, they're health tested. We love them so much. It's not even funny. And they're all going to amazing homes. One reason we did this is because our son loves animals so much, and he was thinking about being a vet, and we thought that it would be wonderful. And so many of our friends wanted puppies, and this has been one of the most wonderful things I have ever done in my entire life. So thank you for watching. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to do another tutorial. And if you have any questions about the Cheerful box, reach out. Talk to you later. Bye.